You've now entered the lab. Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama. Appreciate y'all. Live on YouTube, live on X, Twitter. Appreciate everybody on Twitter and X lately. We've been getting a lot of views, a lot of love on that platform. So keep on coming with the
Keep it on.
YouTube and yeah. It's shout out Elon. He's been upgrading little things little by little here, making sure that things are trending in the right way and people are getting their platform. So it is Monday, 4th of July. 4th of July. Oh my God.
4th of July.
April Fools. Yeah, I know. Why did I say that? That's weird. I've been trying to think of like an April Fool's thing to do not all day, to be honest with you, but some of the day I was like, oh, what can I say to get some laughs? And then I thought of nothing. So hopefully the fact that I thought of nothing today got at least one laugh. But yeah, it is April Fool's. Monday night, we have the Final Four set for the men for this Saturday. We are live with the Elite Eight, Iowa, LSU, deciding the Final Four of that side for Friday, I believe that first game is. And then we got, WrestleMania week. We got The Rock coming out right now on Raw, the final boss in Brooklyn, New York. We got the Panthers. We got opening day in baseball weekend and week for our set teams. But before we get started with episode 119, of course, Broward Vintage, upper, I guess if you're looking at this image, upper right corner, Broward Vintage, men's, women's, kids, throwback, modern day, current, uploading 10 to 15 new items every single day. They range from, something as simple as a throwback T-shirt of your favorite sport team to, something like a coach outfit or some Prada, some Louis Vuitton. We could go from a $20 tee, or we could go all the way up to, he sold something recently on there for $1,700. It was a whole set. So, there's no cap, minimum or maximum. Broward Vintage, go shop it. The website is on our links, or you can go at Broward Vintage on Instagram and search it up. Fort Sama, appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah, man, no problem. Happy to be here.
I have a little sore throat. It actually cleared up during the week. So, during the day, thank God. So I could actually talk because I was nervous about not being able to talk today.
A little sore throat.
A little sore throat. I think it's more allergies, I think. It was a little bit more allergies than a cold. Yeah. Scratchy throat, little congestion. But how was your week? Let's start it off as we usually do. What's going on in the world of Fort?
Not shit, man. Just been working. Work is going good. Everything is going good. I'm eating a cheese stick right now.
That sounds exciting.
You popping a Zen, bro?
Same time?
I got
pop
one
us
right
in,
here.
Lock it in. Yeah, I've been good. Usually when people come over, like I said, it's a big party favorite.
Oh, you had
house.
people over? Zens?
I did have people over on Saturday.
We should do Zen roulette.
Yeah, that'd be
Zen roulette one day. Like, just put a bunch of Zens in a fucking thing, and we can't do the coffee ones because the coffee ones look different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an extreme version of it. Oh, Panthers score, nice.
All the other ones look the same.
Whenever I have people over, shit, my week is probably way more eventful than yours, obviously, as you spent a whole grand total of 15 seconds on it.
Well, my life revolves around work.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Now just chilling with my girl, bro. It's not very.
I get it.
It's not very exciting.
So this time I get to shine about my weekend. I get to talk about my weekend, which is fine. I never do.
You celebrate Easter? What'd you do for Easter?
Well, I'll get to that. I'll start off with Thursday. We had a nice crew going to the Panthers game. We rolled at least 15, 16 deep to the Panthers game. Not all at once, kind of met up. We all knew we were going, so we all met up. Same section.
On Thursday?
Great time.
You should have rented out like a Sprinter van.
Right, at that point, right? But it was cool because, you get cheapest ticket available, and then you're able to hang out in the club level. So if you're listening to this and you're a Panthers fan and you know me, come hang out next time I'm there. But it was cool. Fortunately, but unfortunately, we we acted as if it was a Saturday night on Thursday night, and then
You
everybody
did that last
wanted.
week.
I know, bro. And then
Come
everybody
on,
came
bro.
over. Nah,
What
you
are
know,
you
next
doing,
thing,
man?
I
You think you
don't.
don't
It
have like a
wasn't.
day job, bro? You think you and Bree
It
don't have
was,
a day
bro.
job?
It wasn't my decision to do this. I fought against it before we even left for the game. I told Bree, I was like, I don't want anybody coming over. Not like specifically towards any group or person. It was just more like, I know we're gonna leave that arena, and I was like, I'll go grab a drink, I'll go grab a beer after, because it's usually early. The game ends at like 9:30, 9:45, so you can still go
they do
grab
a
a
good
drink and
job
be
with
home
that.
by 11:30. But guess what? We got home and people hung out. We had a packed house somehow. Basically, half the people we went with to the game came over, but it was fun. And then Friday recovery, and then Saturday just did it all again. Hung out. We watched some hockey, some NCAA. We watched some fights, some boxing, some UFC, and then I had to recover all day yesterday. So today I'm taking it light. Got a little wine.
Little wine ski.
No,
Yeah,
no
no, I
liquor,
mean,
no beer today.
Wednesday was Shorty's birthday, so I got
Oh,
off work
nice! Happy
early.
birthday!
Yeah, I got off work early, and we hung out a little bit, and then her and her good friends and we went to this Cuban restaurant in Savannah. Had a good
Nice.
time. Drunk some fucking mojitos.
Hell yeah!
Ate some good Cuban food. All in all, it
Is
was a
said
good night.
person in there? Is said person plus 30 years old?
Who?
Said person's birthday.
My girl?
Yeah.
No, it was 25th birthday. I told her, I was like,
Oh,
happy
25?
birthday.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I'm just trying to get to know, like, live, as we're
I
talking.
told her, I
don't
said,
know
happy
anything,
Barry
so I'm just
Bonds
asking
year. And
questions.
she just laughed and she's like, oh,
Nothing.
okay. She had no clue.
Oh, shout out Justin. What up, boy? What up, man? Hopefully see you on Thursday, maybe for at James's crib for some poker, some sports. Appreciate you for locking into the lab. Yeah, no, I'm just I gotta utilize this time with you talking here because I don't get too much time on the side anymore because you replaced me with somebody else. Pause.
Gaslighting me now. When you come up, I know you are. When you come up on your yearly Myrtle Beach drive,
yeah,
you'll be able to meet her.
Yeah. So what we're doing,
we'll
just
have a
so
good
you
night.
Plug it in. I know you don't keep a calendar, but I do. So we're leaving for Myrtle Beach. Yeah, I don't know. So you don't plan anything ahead. Not that you're doing anything because your life is pretty simple, which is hey, it's good. But we're going. I think we're leaving for Myrtle Beach on the 27th or the 28th. Most likely that Friday, 28th. So expect us to be there Friday night of June. Sorry. June 28th. Okay. So if you want to make a note of it anywhere, yeah, we'll be up there. We'll have a good time. And then on the way back, we'll either do something similar. We'll go to Savannah, depending on our drive, or do something else because we usually like to split up that long 10-11 drive into twice, just so we could hang out in a random city or something like that. But yeah, that's enough about our lives. Keep anybody who's on YouTube right now or is watching live or whatever, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you do that before you leave.
How do you eat cheese sticks?
Ooh, great question.
Do you peel them?
Like polio string cheese type?
You just bite it?
You know what I do? I do 2 pulls and then I get bored and I start biting. Like I'll play the game of like one peel, 2 peels, and then I got to eat the whole cheese because it's so good. That's what I do. I feel like there's a lot more people that do what I do than stay the whole time peeling. See what you're doing?
How about Kit Kat bars?
Kit Kat bars? I actually had a Kit Kat last week. This is random. I don't eat candy a lot or chocolate. I had a random Kit Kat in our house from like Halloween. I was feeding chocolate for some reason, and it was a small one, so I just ate it all. You mean like breaking it apart type?
Yeah, do you just break it apart or you just bite into that shit?
No, you definitely got to break it apart. Does it come in 2s? I haven't had a big Kit Kat in a while.
4.
They come in 4s? Really? They
Yeah.
don't come in 2s?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's how I know. So they come in 4s. What would I do? If I had a 4 Kit Kat, I might break it in 2s. Most likely break it in 2s, but nah. Yeah, probably break it in twos and eat it like that.
You ever
Ones,
put
it'd
it in
be
the
like
freezer?
all chocolate eventually needs to go in, in the refrigerator or freezer. Way better. I rather wait to. Yeah, it's the best. Me, I put all my chocolate in the refrigerator if I want it.
Mm.
It's electric conversation to start off the podcast over.
I mean, it's I'm eating a cheese stick right now.
This is
And
how
that's
this is the new era of Elvis and Fort wifed up. This is what we talk about now. Sooner,
fucking
6 months from now, we're gonna be talking about what vacuum do you use? How often? How often do you change your light bulbs in your crib? How
no, but
how
so
many how many times are you making a charcuterie board a week?
now speaking of that though, I was gonna say but I didn't do anything. She did it all. She made a really fire ass pizza yesterday.
Nice. From scratch or like just
From
made
scratch.
like
She had the dough.
oh,
She bought
that's
the dough
fire.
from
That's
Publix
awesome.
and everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to do that soon. I told
she did
Bria,
that.
I don't make
Just
food in
like
my house, but that's something I want to do.
no meat. Pause, because she doesn't eat meat. She don't eat
Okay,
my
cool.
meat.
Yep. Glad you said it. I didn't want to be disrespectful.
And then she made a salad that was fucking delicious as well.
Nice.
And I was just chilling on the couch watching a movie, rolled up a blunt, posted.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those are the things that when you get a girl, it's like those are the little things in your life, like good quality eat. Good quality eating,
And I'm just,
especially like
bro. I'm just laying there. I'm like, dang, man, what did I do to deserve this shit? Like,
bro, I'm telling
I
you,
ain't shit, bro.
Yeah. As long as keep having that mentality, you ain't shit because that'll keep you humble. That'll keep you locked in and appreciative. But that's the one thing I'll always say is people that are single just don't know unless you're a dude that cooks for themselves and you're about that life, which is cool. I'm not somebody I could survive off, the basics, ABC food every single day. But man, the quality of eats you get when your girl could cook, they don't even have to be that good, because as a man, let's be honest, our bar is pretty low as far as what we want to eat as far as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you'll be a fire chef if you just do the bare minimum, but there's a lot of women out here that don't be cooking, and I'll never understand it.
Man, nah,
I'll
she be
never
throwing
understand
down
that.
for me, bro.
Not saying you
Like you
belong in the
said,
kitchen, but hey, stay in your lane. If I'm taking out garbage, I'm doing all these things that are making me outside yard work, throwing. You know what I
cleaning
mean?
the
You got to at
pool.
least make a sandwich. Bare minimum, make a good sandwich. Like if you can make a sandwich as a woman, like boom, okay, that's the bar. Make a fire sandwich. If you can't do that, I don't know. I don't know who raised you.
I don't know who raised you.
The opposite goes, in the same direction with men.
Vice
It's like
versa.
you should have, like, you don't have to be like me. I don't do a lot of electrical work around the house because I don't trust myself yet. I'm still trying to learn. So my
Yes, bro.
my father-in-law was over for the last day because they had to fly in to go on a cruise, and he did some electrical work, showing me something about the fan, and I watched them and stuff like that. And I'm gonna continue to try to get better, but at least I can hold my own with mowing the lawn, figuring things out with the pool. Like I've taught myself over years, you got to be able, and you're not living in a house yet that's your own, which, shortly that will happen for you, sending out those vibes, but you got to be able to hold your own in a household as a man, not just doing the bare minimum. You gotta always do well more, like 75, 80% of what goes on in the household. And it's, cooking, cleaning. I tend to clean more than my other, but we even it out with the cooking. As long as I'm getting fed, I'm happy, bro.
Yeah, no, facts. She was asking me, she's like, I just don't know what you like and what you don't like. I'm like, look, I'm not a picky eater. Whatever you make, it's gonna be good. Like, trust me.
You aren't. You aren't a picky eater
from
at least from what I get.
What are you watching?
Oh yeah, no, I'm watching. See that I've been recently thrown on Raw because this is a big deal. The Raw before WrestleMania is a big deal, so I throw it on. I get distracted. It's a part of me. Just because when we end this podcast, I edit the podcast, and then I watch Raw while I'm editing. But I like to watch it so I know when, oh shit, I remember seeing that, so I can rewind and fast forward, so I don't have to watch the whole 3 hours because I don't get the time for that. But I got some bets today. I did do, not that anybody cares, but I thought I'd tell you because why not? I have Iowa beating LSU and a parlay
you
with
bugging.
UConn beating USC. So we'll see. You
How
want
you gonna bet
LSU?
against? Yeah, LSU. Fuck
I like because I know more people would be. I don't know.
Haley Van Lith, baby.
I guess I jump on the bandwagon of greatness. I like to look back 10, 15, 20 years from now and be like, I watched the one of few, not only be great individually, but great as a team. So Iowa made the finals last year and lost. I think they got blown out. But I want to watch Caitlin, host a ship. Why not? Why not appreciate greatness? I know there's a lot of racial divide between LSU and Iowa, which is not bad. That's who we are as America. We don't mind the little bit, but that's why I think more media coverage, or at least more controversy, has been involved in the women's game than the men's game. Do you feel that like a lot more like women's thing, like women content has been popping up more than the men's tournament?
Yeah, no, 100%. The only really thing I've seen on the men's side is that big fat dude on NC State.
Yeah, he's been lit.
It's about
He's
it. They
been
beat
doing his
Duke,
thing.
right?
Yeah, and they NC State, they won the ACC ACC tournament, and which is a good conference. So not only were they hot, that's why you got to ride these hot teams that go on a run, win their tournament, win their conference, and then go into the tournament. And it's there. Out of every Final Four, there's always one or two teams that are just hot for like the last 2 months of the season that go on. So, yeah, he's been fun to watch. So right now, the men's Final Four is set, and that is, let me pull it up so I can get it right. We got on Saturday, which I'll probably have people over again. I'll probably have people over. So if you're listening, come over and hang out. Final Four is Purdue versus NC State, 1 versus 11. Alabama versus UConn, 4 versus 1. And then Wrestlemania is going on at the same time, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to have people over. Whoever wants to come over, watch Final Four, watch wrestling, I'm all for it. I'll probably be recovering heavy on Monday. This time next week, I will definitely be in recovery from the weekend again. So I'm going to try not to take it easy this week. I'm just trying to live life lately. I think I overthink it. I think I plan out my wildness too much, where it's like, you know what? Just live life. If, in the future, I might, we might, in this house, we have 2 humans that might evolve to 3 humans. And then those times are over, right? Those times are dead and gone. Oh yeah, I'm waiting too, brother. Trust me. So it's not for the lack of trying, that's for sure. So you'll never know. So I got to. I'm 34 years old. You never know. And then once that happens, responsibility and being a real adult kicks in. So trying to enjoy my life right now with the people that I surround myself around, which is always a great time. Everybody that comes through my crib, it's always fun. So that's it for NCAA until the Final Four happens next week. We'll break that down more.
The
Baseball
second half just started.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. So opening day started in baseball. Big for me, and I'll let you talk about your side. But the Yankees had to go against 4-game set against the Astros, which they own us every single year. They're our worst nightmare because they're so good every single year, and we swept them. I was elated. I was watching these games as if it was a playoff game because to Yankee fans, they are a playoff game. I understand it's not. There's only 2 times to get excited in baseball: the very beginning, week 1, and then the postseason. So the next time I'll be really excited about Yankees baseball, truly like this again, will probably be in November. So how did your Marlins go? I know they hosted the Pittsburgh Pirates, I think they're called still. poverty franchise. How did they fare as they hosted in Miami? The crowd did go mild a few times. The crowd was going mild. Shout out Miami.
Are you done with your Yankees talk?
Yeah, that's it. Juan Soto, pay him $1 billion. The Yankees may never lose another game as they play at 9:42.
April 1st at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go back to this. Minute 20
Please.
and 30 seconds on this podcast.
6 months from now, they might be
Episode
162 and 0.
Just remember. Man, fuck the Yankees.
All right.
Fuck Juan Soto. Fuck Aaron Judge. Fuck Garrett Cole.
We didn't even play y'all. Focus
fuck
on
your Carlos Stanton. I don't care.
The Pirates. Focus on them.
I don't care. Fuck Monument Hall. Fuck Derek Jeter.
Now you're playing the Angels, which
fuck
is
Bernie
another
Williams.
poverty franchise, and you're tied 4-4 in the 6th. So hopefully you guys.
Mariano Rivera, cool. Fuck Jorge Posada. Fuck George Steinbrenner.
All right, you're going through it, so I won't throw.
Fuck David Cashman.
Are you watching? Are you locked on any Marlins?
Yeah,
Did you pay attention?
I watched the Marlins, man. Yeah, I did. Okay? Fuck them too.
Okay.
Fucking Marlins, man, had a 5-2 lead on opening day, and they blow it. Lose to the fucking Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates, bro.
Pittsburgh. Out of
Second
all
game,
teams.
we got another lead. Blow the lead again. We had a lead. It was 4-game series. We had a lead. And I think 3 out of the 4 games, or all 4 games, blew the lead. Bullpen is ass. Figure out the bullpen, Skip Schumacher. What a funny name for a skip.
Oh.
Fucking bullshit, bro. I'm sick of this shit.
Well,
the roof is open now, too. No, hold on.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool to see.
Fuck the Pirates, dog. Fuck Mike over in Liverpool living life.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Watching soccer right there, bruv TV. Fuck Mike. Tiff is cool.
Damn, catch a trace.
Fuck Mike. I already know.
How dare you at somebody that will never tune into this episode?
At Solomon Grundy. Hey, actually, he was a guest.
He was a guest. No, shout out. No, it's not disrespectful towards him. I'm just saying, like, he won't have an opportunity to defend himself. So.
No, but I mean, I don't know. They need to figure it out. It's the first 4 games. It's a long ass season. I don't know. I mean, they made a good amount of moves to try and figure something out. They're already booing one dude, number 24. I forget his name, Sanchez or whatever. They're booing the fuck out of him, and he got all butthurt about it. It's like, oh, we're trying to win. We're trying to fucking be here for the fans and play good for the fans and shit. When they start booing you in the first few games, it doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. Man, shut the fuck up and get a base hit, you fat fuck.
I'm surprised he was able to hear those boos because there was like 12 people there.
Really, bro? That's what you're doing now?
No, I'm clowning only because, like, I don't live in Miami.
I saw
your
your light jab in the notes, dog.
Yep.
You think I didn't catch that? You put Yankees 4-0, Marlins 0-4.
Well, I had to make sure that I put notes that I remember just in case I forget. My brain sometimes.
You could have just put Yankees and Marlins talk. That's all you had to do.
I could have, but I made sure
I
wanted to know you're so busy working. You're fulfilling your personal
Mike Trout just hit a bomb. Mike Trout just hit a 473 4-foot bomb. Yeah.
Another one?
That
was earlier in the game. No, that was earlier in the game.
He tied the game.
Oh, yeah, too. Yeah, you're right. He did it too. Mike Trout is in poverty because the other day he hit a home run to open up the game, and then that was the only run they scored the entire game, and got beat bad. So, Mike Trout, someone rescue him. He deserves better than to die in LA like he has. But yeah,
die in LA.
Opening day weekend, we won't bore you with baseball talk, but it's still probably one of the few times where we'll talk baseball as it's relevant right now. Opening day week, Yankees open at Yankee Stadium next Friday at 1 p.m. So that'll be a fun. Hopefully we're undefeated when we go into the Bronx. But yeah, so we covered a little basketball, a little baseball. Let's see. Not much going on. I'll be honest. A lot of news and a lot of fun things to talk about last week. This is a little down week as far as what came across my desk, so to speak. But one thing I did see that is still pending right now. What is it? RASHEE Rice. Another
RASHEE Rice.
unfortunate situation where athletes being dumb. You know, hashtag athletes doing dumb shit.
Hashtags TTESPN.
That's, I'm telling you, man. I look forward to AB's. I gotta follow him on Twitter. Actually, he comes up on my algorithm, and I don't even follow him. Let me start following him as we speak. But yeah, RASHEE Rice. He's a wide receiver, young wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and driving a Lambo at 6:30 p.m. Alongside of him is a Corvette. They get into an accident on the highway, not deadly. And yeah, they get into an accident. They calmly just crash into cars on the highway and they just walk away. Like, not even run away. They just walk away as if there's no cameras. People don't have cell phones. So he idiot move. You probably could get away with that if it's A, dark, or B, it's not on a major highway. And I think this happened in Dallas, Texas. So you got the video here. You can show it. Let me follow AB. Oh, no volume. No, yeah, it's probably better without volume.
Yeah.
Yep, identified. Yep, and they just calmly walk away. I don't know where you're walking to on a major highway with the exit ramp right there. That is the all-time walk of shame, and he will be charged.
They just left the fucking Lamborghini and a Corvette. They stole them, I bet.
They stole them, I bet.
They were putting firearms under.
It's funny because
my bed. That's a little racist.
Little racy. I won't say racist. A little racy. But touchy. Guess what? Yeah, a little touchy. But guess what? A lot of people criticize that person for saying those words.
Yo.
But I don't care even if the person's black, white, Hispanic, whatever they are. If you crash like you just did with two cars like that and just calmly walk out of a car and walk away from a hit and run in broad daylight, I'm going to think you probably either have the car stolen, you're drunk, you're whatever. So it's not, I don't think, fully that person's fault to assume like, hey, they probably were doing something. Like, you don't walk away from the scene of a crime unless you're either intoxicated or the car stolen, whatever it is. And yeah, call it what you want. It might be a little racy, but you're committing a big time crime where you don't, at that point, they don't know if anybody died or is seriously hurt. So you open yourself out to any action. Yeah.
You can't automatically assume that everyone just knows who you are.
Exactly. Knows who you are, or that they didn't walk away knowing that anybody was unharmed. So you could have children in the car. So I don't think too far into that comment, because if I'm viewing something like that, why are they walking away from the scene of the crime like they are? Two cars full of people. So, like I said, it's probably unwarranted. Obviously, it is his car. It has been proven, but kind of looks weird if you just calmly just walk away from a hit and run like you did. You're open into let's not focus on the person that said a racy thing. Let's focus on the idiotic behavior of somebody that probably should have better judgment, you know?
It's one thing if hit and run is bad as is, but it's one thing
especially if that type of accident. That could have been bad, bro.
If you lightly tap someone and take off, nothing really happened or whatever, and you take off. But something like that where
cars were turning.
Turning.
Cars were going 70 to 90 miles an hour.
Multiple vehicles. Come on, bro. Like, so, Adam Schefter tweeted 4 hours ago that on behalf of RASHEE Rice, his thoughts are with everyone impacted by the automobile accident on Saturday. Of course, thoughts and prayers always with those involved and, possibly hurt, from someone that didn't have anything happen to them. They're a multimillionaire. So that's good. We appreciate his thoughts. RASHEE Rice, shout out you. You're doing the right thing, sir. Definitely stepped up to the plate.
Yeah,
And
easy to say thoughts and prayers way after the
you're-
fact, but sure.
we think about you totally different now. RASHEE is cooperating with local authorities and will take all necessary steps to address this situation responsibly. Again, thank you, sir. You're a mature human being, and we appreciate that. Any and all
After the
requests for comment can be directed to his attorney, Mr. Royce West of West and Associates, LLP. You know what they say. If you get a lawyer, you're guilty. So that's just what they say.
Allegedly, yeah,
That's
that's what they say. But man, there's, what do you think about all these things? Like obviously, we had what's his name from the Raiders a couple of years
Henry
back.
Ruggs.
He's serving jail time. Serious, killed somebody, going like
Killed a
110
dog
miles
in
an
a
hour
Corvette too. He was in a Corvette as well.
on the Vegas Strip or something. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I get it. They're young. They're I'm not being racy either. I'm just saying they're young black millionaires, money, fast cars,
The thing
jewelry,
is,
and
again,
firearms possibly sometimes involved too. We've seen it, domestic violence, and this doesn't go to only that particular race. I think you give any human being of any ethnicity a lot of money at a young age that hasn't been properly educated on consequences and
this
stuff
is
like
what
that.
happens, bro. Most of these kids, because Henry Ruggs was in his second or third season. Rasheed Rice just finished his rookie year. So they're still kids. They're 21, 22, 23-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Experts say the male brain doesn't develop fully until 25 and older. So they're still kids. They're still young. They're right after college, right getting out of college. And again, most of them come from places where they don't have anywhere that kind of money. They either
and I empathize with that. I do empathize with that because it's product of their environment and stuff like that, and it sucks and it's sad, but you still need to be held accountable.
Some of them probably didn't have a father figure in their lives or a mother figure or someone to teach them that not even just how to be a man or be a mature adult, but just how to deal with money.
Yeah.
They get all this money. They're looking up to all these rappers and athletes that were doing the same shit. They're not going to show athletes fucking putting the money investing in the Y shit. They're going to show the bling. They're going to show the nice cars. They're going to show these big houses, and then that's why you have the 30 for 30 broke.
And two things are only going to make it not worse, but it's going to continue to happen. Is two things: is social media, obviously, as if I'm now into a different stage of my life, but if you 22 years old, me, if you put social media and I'm lost and searching for other things, the way people project themselves in social media, how to act, how to look, this is what you look like when you're successful, right? If you're in that and vulnerable to that type of look and you want to project that, but also these same people that may be thinking this way when they view social media, this is how I should act when I get a bag or get a deal, as they're getting paid now younger than ever. Now you could sign an NIL deal when you're in high school, bro. So like the same people that were fighting, like, and I agree, and I do agree that these athletes should be paid earlier because other entities are getting paid millions and billions from them. But this is also the consequence when you 17, 18 years old getting paid $1.2 million from Gatorade or a sponsor. That's not like, that was never a thing. Like LeBron was the last person before all this to legitimately almost get paid this way. Before he played a game, LeBron James got what, $180 million contract with Nike before he was 18 or as he was 18. That was like the first legal deal, biggest deal ever since, and there has never been something as big as then. And now you're seeing people get paid $1, $2, $3 million before they turn 18 or 19, and it's unfortunate. It's going to continue to happen because we've all been young, dumb, and trying to impress people and live a certain lifestyle. I'm not saying I probably would have done anything different, but good thing I haven't had to pay those consequences. I would love to be in that position to be 17, 18 and have to make better decisions. Unfortunately, I never was. So I do empathize with them in general, but there's got to be some people, parenting, being a idol, being a, supervisor to these people. And like I said, when I say these people, doesn't matter race, because we're all
What do you mean,
capable
you
of doing.
people?
Yeah, we're all capable of dumb shit. And I'm not trying to make it about race, because that's not what we do here. We're not trying to make it one group of people. We see plenty of other ethnicities doing dumb shit with money. So we're not all above it at all. Trust me. I know many people of all races and backgrounds and situations that do
Oh, you
dumb
have
decisions
black
when they get
friends?
money. I got a couple. What about you?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Don't call me
Shout
out
out,
unless I call
shout
you
out Trav.
You're funny. You're funny.
Oh shit.
All right, let's drop that one before we say something. Let's see.
Bro.
Did you?
Okay, hold on.
All right, you bring up a topic. You bring up stuff because I got stuff.
This was right after we recorded. The next morning, the container ship crashing into the Maryland Bridge.
Yes,
in
that did
Baltimore.
happen. Yep.
This shit was nuts,
ISIS?
bro. Look, man. I don't know about ISIS, but
I'm just kidding.
hold on. I don't know about ISIS, but I mean, it definitely looked a little
Fishy.
Here, this is a pretty good video. It's less than a minute.
I'm one
long.
of the few that actually seen this and watched many videos on it, and it looked like a legit pure accident. You know, all jokes aside, obviously nobody got hurt. Well, people got hurt. Nobody. I don't think anybody died, but for people that don't know, go ahead, play that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a fast forward.
You could see the ship loses power
Twice.
Yeah.
And what I do is
Right
I
there.
watch the cars on the bridge too. That's one
Yeah,
thing
I
I
was
did
watching
watch.
them too.
Like just to see, like I think they were able to shut it down. I don't know if they were able to or like radio into the bridge,
But then it turns.
there's a
really
lot less
quick.
cars. Yeah, there's a lot of it does, right? That is crazy. I didn't realize that the first time a couple times I watched it. It does make a right turn right into the pillar versus stay its course. Because even if it loses power, you would think
There's no cars
it would
there now.
still.
The cars are
Yeah.
gone.
Cars are gone. I don't see
Dude.
anybody. Yeah. Wow, that's so crazy. And The Wire had a moment I posted on my personal
I saw that.
IG. The Wire had a dope moment in for season 2. If you have never seen The Wire,
season 2 is
what are you doing
pretty
with
much
your life?
about the ports.
The ports and everything. Yeah, season 2. Some say is a little lackluster, and then it heats back up in season 3. That's my opinion. I think season 1 is the GOAT. Season 3, 4 gets better, and I think season 5 I tie with season 2. So season 1, 3, and 4 to me are like really good writing and cast and
so
and everything. But
a few things about that. They were saying that it's a ship from Sri Lanka, and then they're saying that once it's still in that area, it's not even the captain that's navigating or anything. They have a pilot, which is an American pilot, that takes it out before it gets into, I guess, international waters or wherever. But while it's still in that area, there's a pilot that's doing all that.
Okay.
So that was a big thing that they were talking about. And that's just crazy because it happened. Another ship hit a bridge, I think yesterday or the day before that. It wasn't as bad, but they were saying that's going to cause a lot of traffic, and now they have to reroute ships to another port in Virginia, and the people working there are going to be working a lot more, and they have to be more focused because now they're overworked, and they have to be more vigilant to a lot of things because now people can transport whatever they want in there. They're probably not going to be looking into things as thorough as they were before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, bro. It's a little fishy. It didn't look that good to me.
Yeah, now that I see that, that's kind of weird. Like I said, I'm not an expert at any of this, so I'm just watching the video. It did kind of look weird to me that it took a direct right when it died because you wouldn't think. Honest, I mean, if you're driving at 90 miles an hour on the highway, and like I said, I don't know the difference between a car and a massive ship like that. You probably do veer more to the right naturally, I guess you could say, depending on the current, the wind. I don't know what it is, but that shit made a very strong right to that pillar. But I'm not conspiracy at this point. I think it was a legit accident, and they say that bridge wasn't protected because if you look at most major bridges, on the bottom of them, they have like I don't know the word for it, but they have like basically surrounded by like borders that if you do crash into that type of pillar, that at least the bottom of it would hit first before it actually hits the main part, so it wouldn't collapse like that. So I think it was an older bridge, unfortunate, but I don't think any major deaths. That should have killed hundreds of people. You know,
if there was traffic, if there was cars,
there was traffic or whatever it was like that. So something as catastrophic as it was could have been a way worse. And
do you know how to get out of your car if you go in the water?
That's something I have looked at a lot. Like safety tips. I see that on Twitter a lot, like little tips and tricks you could keep, tools you could keep in your car to break the glass so you could swim out, keeping a knife. I think I see it on Twitter. They keep like a tool that not only will cut your seatbelt, but also
break
your windshield. Yeah.
Don't break the windshield. Don't break the windshield. Break the window.
What is it?
Break the
window.
No,
not the windshield. You're right. I'm sorry. Break the window. But there are things that like a lot of people wouldn't think, oh, I'll never get into that. But it's like keep a tool, like just like you would anywhere else. Like if you want to guard your house, you have that.
I got a pen that I actually bought at Buc-ee's, and at the top it has that little pointer thing that you can smash the window open and it'll break it.
Yeah, like why not?
Obviously, all that shit.
Nobody ever plans to either drive into water or something crazy 1 in a million chance happens, but you rather have a tool in your car that, God forbid, if something like that was to happen, you're prepared for it. And the first thing people do in any situation is just freak out. But if you have a tool or something that you can get out of it, because that's the number one thing. Wearing a seatbelt, getting out of it, you're obviously a lot of shit going down. But I'm glad we actually talked about this to make me think about it. I do keep I have a like a utility knife. So it has a knife, a couple knives on it, couple like, it's like a Swiss Army, but like more powerful than that. It has big, it's bigger. It's like this big, like this size of a utility knife where it has everything on it. I do keep that in my glove compartment. So that's something that if I did get into that situation, I could easily access it, get to it, and it'd probably help me out if I didn't have it. That's for sure. Because if you don't have anything to break your window or cut your seatbelt because you can't click it or something, whatever happens, you're fucked.
Yeah,
so everybody be prepared.
So you can
better be prepared.
You can also use the headrest. You can use the metal things that go into.
I heard that
seat.
too.
You can take that.
That's a lot harder too. Think about the situation. You're panicking. I guess if you know it beforehand, that'll help you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Scary, man. And that's real shit, dude. I'm telling you, you're driving.
It is.
All of a sudden, you're driving home from work on that bridge. Like, you think like that can't happen to you. That could easily happen to 50 other people.
I mean,
in that
exact
South
situation. Florida, people go over bridges all the time.
Especially. And very good point.
And in America, unfortunately, our infrastructure right now isn't the greatest as far as roads and bridges and all that kind of shit.
Most of it was built 50, 60, 70 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's a
little food for thought.
I don't think all of it is inspected properly either. You know what I mean?
No, of course not, bro.
Like we assume that smarter people are like looking at these things that are inspecting, but it's like, government and city officials, they get lazy, budgets and less people working and they can't get to it all. And they don't assume like, what was it, 4 years ago in Sunny Isles, that condo just fell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then the FIU bridge. Yeah, the bridge in FIU collapsed as well. Yeah, a few years back too. So, yeah.
You don't Yeah, you only think about it when it's, when you're watching on news, but it could easily be you driving across that bridge, going across the railroad. I see it all the time when especially down here on the east side of South Florida. Wherever I go, I have to drive across a train tracks.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
And
for
you
sure. Of course.
assume when that thing lifts up that there's no train coming, right? Because everything's working. But man, there's times where
Nah,
people get
bro.
stuck. People always, what they do is they want to make the bridge real quick, so they'll back you into it. All of a sudden, you're that one car not fully across the train tracks. I think about that. That's just a little thing that, it's not worth trying to beat a red light or beat a train for your own safety. And I see it a lot,
At
man.
all.
People try to beat trains all the time down here, and it's just like, what are you doing? You're risking your life and other people's lives just for 2 minutes, 3 minutes of your life?
One
It's
thing,
insane.
one thing is trying to beat the tri-rail. You can possibly beat the tri-rail, but don't try and beat the bright line, bro. It's not gonna happen.
That bright line's coming in fast. That thing don't slow down, bro.
Don't try and beat the bright line, bro. Like the bright line's got such a terrible rap, but it's not even the bright line's fault. It's motherfuckers trying to run that
It's
shit,
not.
bro. For no reason. For
Yeah.
no reason. You're not gonna make it. Okay.
That bright line's going
Stop
70
doing it.
miles an hour when it's going past you, and that thing is not trying to slow down when it gets
Yeah,
to you.
trains
So
can't just slam on the brakes and stop,
Yeah.
bro. That's not how trains work, man.
if they get a good mile away or like under a mile, they could probably, but chances are they don't see you before it's too late. You know what I mean?
No. It's wraps. What kind of cup is that? Because it's like messing with the.
Sorry, it's a Yeti.
No,
I'm done with it.
It doesn't matter. I was just wondering.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate y'all for continuing to view on X, on YouTube. Subscribe, follow us on Twitter so you could get the little notification that we're live. Appreciate new people, the same people that are always vibing out with us on Monday nights. As per usual, we try to stay consistent. Like we mentioned last episode, we will be taking a break, probably in the summertime, maybe 2 to 4 weeks off, just so Fort could get adjusted to his new lifestyle, get correct. It'll make a better podcast. And I was thinking about it today, when we come back from that break, at least I do, and we'll talk about it. All my intentions are to come back with a fresher podcast, new guests, new kind of topics, new way we flow the podcast. So it'll be a good refresher to take some weeks off. So it gives us time to revamp the podcast, make it better, and make it more fun.
I might have a little studio. Might have a little studio by the time you come in here.
Hell yeah.
Up here to record in, so it could be a better visual experience for the audience. Putting that out there, just so you know, the vibes.
Hey, you did stop with the green screen. You did stop with the green screen. Why did you stop that?
Because I don't know. I was just, most of the backgrounds I was using I was always covering it.
Yeah.
And I feel I just gotta I always forget to get thumbtacks, but I can fill up this whole background with these pads for the noise and the sound. I have enough for it, so I just gotta remember to get thumbtacks.
Is your camera right now a little hazy, or is it me?
Bro, you gotta get some LASIK, bro.
Nah, I think it's a little.
Don't make me stand up because I ain't wearing anything under a shirt, bro.
I won't. So UFC Fight Night, we had it on at the crib. I was excited because in the prelims, I think it was, I don't even know what time it was. It could have been one of the first fights. Let me shout out this buddy because he's from Staten Island, New York, and I got so hyped. I didn't know who he was beforehand, but I got my new favorite UFC fighter. It was in the prelims. Let me see.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I call him Dennis Bazooka because his name is Buzukja. He's from Staten Island. He's fighting out of Staten Island, New York. UFC Fight Night was in Atlantic City, which is dope. He got his first UFC win. He's 12-4. I think he was 11-4 before coming into UFC. Got his first dub. First fighter I've seen out of Staten Island, which is awesome. And I know Staten Island's big, or New York City's big into boxing and UFC now over the last probably decade. So I seen that he was fighting. He's out of Albania. He's got a big following, and I follow him on IG. So shout out him. It's good to have somebody representing my hometown. So that's how I got my night started. Good fights though, boxing. There's some good fights. Dre came over, put on boxing. There was some good bloody fights in that main event. Any clips you caught from UFC or anything before we get into UFC 300 in a couple of weeks?
No, I unfortunately missed the card. I was upset though that Aaron Blanchfield lost. I had a feeling. I mean, that lady she fought, Manon Fiorot, is no joke. She's no slouch. She's tough as shit. I think she'll eventually become champ. I didn't like that matchup at all for Blanchfield. I didn't like it. Manon's a lot taller. She's got a longer reach, and she used it to her advantage. Didn't really let Aaron get on the ground at all, and just pieced her up. And it was a little sad to watch. But
in the crib, we all took Blanchfield to bet on, and we all lost that one.
Yeah, it happens, So, she owned it, and she'll be back. I'm not worried about it. I was just a little upset. She got 50-45. I think that was the right.
Yeah, right, she definitely lost it, from what I remember, at least.
Yeah, it didn't look good, but it is what it is. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens after that. But yeah, I'm excited for UFC 300. Not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that.
Yeah. So so what is it? Not this Saturday the 6th, but what is it? 13th.
13th, yeah.
So we'll do a next week. We'll do a nice little pre-show. Maybe have your brother on. Maybe have your brother on for a few minutes, maybe 15, 20, just reviewing some of the card. Anybody from I'm gonna look now. Anybody from IHP on that card?
UFC 300.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking.
I don't think so.
No, right? Okay, because I was gonna say we could have our buddy pop on, but yeah, nobody.
We still can. We can have him.
Yeah, we still can. Yeah, we still can. Or we could have them on. We could have your brother on just to do a pre-fight, and then we could have IHP. I love talking to him, like as far as like reviewing and recapping, because he'll sound a lot more educated than we can as far as recapping fights. And that's a major. Anytime you get to 300, 250, something like that, whole numbers, it's always a spectacle. So I don't think I'm gonna have people over for that one. I think we're gonna either have people over for that or have another buddy that we're gonna maybe go to his crib. He got, yeah. So I say, right. What else? There's one topic I did want to bring up. Hold up. Oh yeah, like I mentioned earlier, WrestleMania week in Philly. The Rock. I don't know if you've been seeing clips of the Rock, man. I know you're not into it as much as I am, but the Rock, man, is bringing back that 90s, early 2000s feel of just uncut, uncensored cursing, blood.
He's not giving a fuck, right?
He's literally not. He's saying on live air, "I'm not giving a fuck." Like, that's what's awesome about it. And there was a few months ago, there was controversy about Vince McMahon and how he had some scandals in the behind the scenes, and it turns out that's probably the best thing that could have happened to the company, because it looks like he's been holding them back for like at least the last 10 years. Eventually, you become almost too big for your own self, and Vince McMahon was as big as any superstar there is in the 90s and the early 2000s. And we think of somebody being a genius for that long. And just like any genius, they burn out. And what was so creative years ago and so innovative, they kind of get stuck in their own ways. So now the new era of wrestling and WWE, they're taking over. So they'll be in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field this Saturday and Sunday. You got The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. It's going to be a fun couple nights. So even if you're not a wrestling fan, if you're not watching anything else and you have Peacock, throw it on. It's guaranteed to be eventful. We got some good women's matches as well. So I'll never over promote wrestling too much because, sometimes you over promote it or try to tell people to watch it. And then, you set an expectation, but I guarantee you put that on. If you're not watching basketball, if you have two or three TVs like I do, throw it on a television, have some people over, get drunk. It's always entertaining at the end of the day.
Get drunk.
Just like anything else. I'm telling you. So I do plan to have people over both days. I'll be lit and watching, having some fun. It's my Super Bowl, just like anybody else's. So WrestleMania week is always a good time. Any other things on your end? Because that's basically it. That's that I have on my end.
No, I mean, just election season coming up.
Election season. I do have one. I seen this recently because Bree told me about this, that in the state of, I'm going to say Texas, I could be wrong. They were doing, it's like famously known that when you're on death row, before the night they light you up or inject you, depending on the modern, back in the day, they used to light you up. Now they just inject you and you die. But there was always like a last meal you get. And I think she told me that somebody asked for a full meal, like all the works. I want this, I want that, I want this. And then when it got there, they were like, "Nah, I'm good. Never mind." Like try to like play them a little bit. Yeah, which is an ultimate troll move, which is kind of fucked up. Like, dude, before you go, like as human beings or any living species, have the best meal before you go. That made me write this down. And what would be, anybody can comment on this, what would be your death row meal if you were about to get lit up that day? You got to ask for anything cooked, homemade. What would be your exact meal plus maybe a dessert and something like that? This is good to get to know somebody really what they like in food, because this is your last meal that you'll ever ask for.
My last meal, well, I definitely want some fucking rice and beans.
Okay.
For sure. Rice and beans. Gotta have the rice and beans. Maybe some plantains. Need some plantains, some sweet plantains.
Okay.
Either probably like a palomilla steak or a churrasco steak. Okay. And then maybe for like dessert, I want like, I don't know, some apple pie and some ice cream.
Nice.
Some fat shit.
Together, right?
Yes, together.
You want the apple pie heated up a little bit so it's a little hot and cold?
A little warm, a little contrast. Maybe some.
I like that.
Fucking. Let's see.
Think about it. You could ask for whatever you want.
Maybe some rice pudding. Some rice pudding.
Okay. Ooh, I used to be big into rice pudding back in the day. I went through a rice pudding phase when I was like 14.
Did you?
15 years old. That's funny. I like that. That's a good answer. It's funny because while I asked you that, I haven't thought about it since, but I kind of have my meals that I love. I would do something like, first of all, I love chicken cutlets. Chicken cutlets got to be involved. Maybe a side of like string beans to go with the chicken cutlets. Things to remind me. First of all, let's be clear. We're not model citizens here for getting this last meal. So it doesn't make you a great person. Doesn't make you somebody that's a connoisseur of meals. We don't really give a fuck usually about you. But hey, it's your last meal. You get to have fun with it. So I would have something like chicken cutlets. I have to have a vegetable, so it'd be maybe steamed broccoli, some green beans. I want to eat good a little bit. I would have some mac and cheese with that. I would have a pizza, like a personal pie, small, because I'm not going to be able to eat all of it. But pizza.
I mean, it doesn't matter, bro. You about to die.
Yeah,
you might
you're
as
right.
well fucking
You're right.
grub.
So I'd have
might as well
pizza.
Be a glutton.
You're right. Pizza, chicken cutlet, broccoli steamed, green beans, mac and cheese. I would have a personal pie. And let's see what I would want to.
Bro, you're not going to get the bacon, egg, and cheese?
Ooh,
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Nice
What's his name? The Sauce Gardner video. What was Buddy's name?
Oh yeah, Mike Williams.
Something way. No, the something way.
Oh, the Aki way.
The Aki way.
No, yeah, you're right. Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. That's on it.
Yeah.
What else would I want? I'll throw a whole breast of like fried chicken.
Throw a whole
like
titty
Publix
on
type
that
shit.
bitch.
Yeah, throw
Chicken
like a
tender
whole
sub.
Yeah, like not a sub, but like I want to make sure I taste just the chicken, like the
Just
fried chicken. That's
You
probably
want some
basically
drinks? What kind? You want a smoothie? You want a milkshake?
Ooh.
Like,
Oh, I do want a milkshake. I do want a nice milkshake, super simple chocolate.
facts.
Give it nice and thick. Pause. I do want one slice of cheesecake. It could be a sliver. It doesn't have to be a lot.
Yeah. Cheesecake
maybe
is
some
cheesecake
either
really
blue-
good, but it's too much. It's too rich. You know, you can't eat too
very
much of
rich.
it.
I'll probably eat two bites of that. Throw a little blueberry slash and or strawberry like glaze on there as well.
Yeah.
It could be
Now
either
we're
or,
talking.
just as a
I'm such a
dessert.
fat
And
fuck.
what would throw me out? Oh, this is something that gives me
Some
pleasure.
cashews.
It's gonna sound weird.
Some cashews in that bitch.
No, similar though. I want a hard like a hard crunchy pretzel with a lot of salt on it. I love that, man. I love. And as a drink, let's throw in, what do I like as a drink? Let's throw in a little Arnold Palmer, a little lemonade, and you know,
I had one the other
iced
day.
tea. Always a great choice. And then maybe I want what's another thing that gets me really going? Throw in a nice, it has to be McDonald's Sprite. Like Sprite,
Facts.
McDonald's Sprite though. I'm telling you, they do something. I've had Wendy's Sprite, I've had Burger King Sprite, I've had other Sprite. I need McDonald's Sprite. It only has to be like a medium with some ice, and I'll chug it down. That'll probably be my last sip. Because when I do it, I'll take the pretzel. Eat it.
That's what's gonna electrocute you, not the fucking chair.
Probably.
It's gonna be that McDonald's Sprite.
Also throw in a little drugs in there. Throw in a little ecstasy in my, mixing my milkshake with a little like ecstasy or shrooms. Because I don't want to be sober when I go out. I don't want to be sober. Who wants to be sober when they're about to get?
You gotta be in cahoots with whoever's bringing it to you then. But so now talking about that just reminded me of, have you seen Law Abiding Citizen?
I have. Continue
with Jamie
talk.
Foxx and Jamie Foxx and fucking what's his name? Gerard Butler. Great movie. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing at this point, but it's one of my favorite movies. And there's a scene where he's about to go on, he's on death row or whatever, and he's about to get he's about to get fucking offed, and then he tells him to bring the food. He's like, I want it at this time sharp. He gets the steak, and he fucking he sets everything up. But yeah, watch that movie. That just reminded me of that, because that shit was, man, that's a good ass movie, bro. He was always like 5-6 steps ahead of Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that's fucking a great movie.
Fox.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx couldn't figure out what to do.
You know what's another movie like that? Damn, I have to look it up. It's with I'll look it up real quick. It's similar to that, where he almost let me just look it up before I sound stupid. What's the name? All right. I'm gonna have to Google two movies to find the actor, which I have. Okay. Got it. And now I'm gonna have to cross-reference it. Like I said, sorry for anybody that the way my brain works sometimes. I need to, like, if I was to work this out verbally, I'm gonna sound really dumb. So I'd rather just go to Google and Google a couple things. And who's the other actress? This person in what's it called? Oh, I got it. Oh, Fracture. Boom, got it. Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. Fracture. That's have you seen that one?
I don't believe so.
It's this one. You can see it. If you see, I'm not saying you know it by just looking at it, but it's a similar movie. I won't give it away, but kind of the same concept where a crime happens. He's okay with submitting himself. He represents himself in court, and he goes through the process. kind of that thing where he almost gets away with it, kind of does get away with it, but that movie is very good. And man, the moment it starts off, that's a very good movie. I'm actually going to add that to my list to watch soon because I don't think Bree has seen it. So, Fracture, Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. That's a very good movie.
Real quick,
Similar to Law Abiding Citizens. Go ahead.
so a few days before Easter, our commander-in-chief, our fearless leader.
Here we go.
Our
We're in
president.
the. You could tell we're an hour in after this.
And I'm sober. I'm sober off no alcohol, off no Zin. This is just
I like it
because
Oh,
I know
wow, you're
because
pure.
I know no one's about to watch this last. They
Oh, yeah.
don't tune in this late.
This is
Did
the
you
last
see-
5%.
Did you see that they made Easter? Okay, they're getting rid of Easter.
I have a
Okay,
comment on this, but I'll let you live for now.
and they made it Transgender Visibility Day. Because, I mean, there's not already a whole month dedicated to they, them, she, her, he, her, blah, blah, whatever, LGBTQ.
Don't blah, blah, blah.
plus.
Make sure you say it.
Yeah. They have so many other stuff for that. And they decided to do it on Easter, a very religious holiday. I personally don't really celebrate Easter like that. My family has never really done anything crazy for Easter, but
Your family don't, even though they're like,
No,
I know
not-
you, like
not-
you
not
talk
for
personally.
Easter.
How you, no, okay,
yeah, not really for Easter. I mean, we'll talk about it like at church during the weekend or whatnot, but
got
we don't.
you.
It's never been.
They're
a
religious, but that
celebration.
doesn't mean they carry every religious holiday. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So
Respect.
I just feel that that's kind of a slap in the face to people that do celebrate Easter because it's. I mean, normally most religious people and dedicated Christians and all those people that celebrate Easter, they look down on
Yes.
LGBTQ stuff.
I wouldn't say look down. They have different beliefs.
They frown
How about
upon
that?
it. They frown upon it.
They have different. Let's just say they have different beliefs.
They're indifferent about it.
They have different beliefs.
They look at it and go, "Ugh, brother, what is this?"
They probably do, but I'm saying for this podcast, they have different beliefs, right? But I will.
Have you seen that video?
Wait, hold on. Before we go further, I will cut you off because I heard yesterday that they made this law, or they passed this like 3 years ago, and it wasn't on Easter, so it's actually the day. So I think it's March 31st, and it just happened.
It just
to
happened
fall
to be
on
on
Easter.
Easter.
Yeah, so
Right.
I don't want us to be ignorant to some facts. So this year it fell on Easter, which is obviously a total opposite look, but yeah. Also, Iowa is beating LSU by 12 points with 2:30 to go. First leg of the parlay, looking good. Let's go.
Iowa. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. I just thought it was cool, and it's crazy because Are you caught up on Curb?
Yes, watched it last night.
Did you watch the episode last night?
So good. So good.
And
This is the best Curb season
they
in like
alluded to it, bro.
like 5 years. So
but
good.
he came up to Larry and was like, "Oh, I love telling this." Larry was like, "Who are you?" It's like, "You remember me, Karen?"
Yeah, so good. He's like, I didn't have sex with Ken.
He's like,
I
I had sex with
Kendra.
Kendra. Oh, Kendra. Yeah, Kendra.
Yeah, Kendra.
Bro,
No, that was good.
Bruce Springsteen is
That's how you, bro. That's how you do comedy in a modern day comedy where you're being controversial, but like it's well thought out. It's funny. It offends people. Well, I mean, in comedy, you're always gonna offend people. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But you're doing it in like a creative way, and Larry David did that scene or that gimmick or that situation in a very funny way where it's like, imagine you had sex with somebody 10 years ago and then that 10 years later they became a man, and you would everybody, like every person, they would defend it. Like, I didn't have sex with you. Don't be spreading that rumor. I didn't have sex with the male version of you. I had sex with the female version of you. I thought that was very funny, and I think they did it in a very good way.
Yeah,
Larry
no,
David's nailing it. And I know, like, it's not all Larry David. He has a team, but he still has to okay all that happens. And my man is a genius. And
he's brought out some good people. Last week's episode, he had Steve Buscemi. Now he's got fucking Bruce.
They're
Dixon
doing so well.
He's doing the thing.
And it's sad. I think the season finale is next week, bro, which is crazy.
Is it really? No.
Yeah, I seen that on Twitter.
Well, it's a series finale then too, because that shit's over with.
Yeah, I think it's season finale, and he's done, and he shouldn't be done. But
it was sad. It was sad to see last week's episode with Richard Lewis. He looked down bad. Like you could tell that.
Yeah, you could tell mentally the way he speaks. He's not as sharp. Yeah, it's sad. That
episode was cracking me up though. He's like, Larry, I need you to come with me because I can't smell because I got COVID. I need to make sure the car doesn't smell bad or stink.
Isn't it? That's what I love about Curb, because you watch an episode and you know when something's gonna come back later on. Like he does such a good job of writing where something will be mentioned very early on, and then an action will be in the middle. And if you're not paying attention or as sharp,
you're gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it, and you go, no, that's coming back up. Like Larry put the cheese in the back seat. That's coming back up later on. You know what I mean? Like if you're not aware of that,
stinks.
So good, such good writing, and we're missing that because what other show has been going on for 10 plus years in that way, where you could curse, be vulgar, sexually, and basically across the board, you could talk about anything. There's no other show that's really doing it like that right now. And it's because Larry David is like, oh, Lil Wayne is on Raw. That's fire. He's doing it, and you have to. You kind of get grandfathered in a little bit when you've been doing it for so long. But, man, he's old enough where in my household and for me personally, if and when Larry passes, hopefully we still have him for another 20 years. Hopefully for a long time. That will be one of the things that I'll be very sad about. I thought about getting like a funny Larry David tattoo, like as a silhouette type tattoo. Like just like of his outline. Face with the hair. Yeah, like his face with the hair and like maybe like a look, like something funny. I love him so much, and I think he's been involved in comedy for what now, 40 years. So that's a GOAT. And we need to continue to talk about him now, because what do we do in society? We talk about people when they're gone, and it's like, no, we need to talk about him right now every day, because that's somebody that's been so creative for 40 straight years in 2 different lanes. On national television, on a major network like NBC with Seinfeld for most highly successful TV show, sitcom, and then now with the HBO still running 20 years later. We got to give him flowers now.
So this is life imitating art imitating life, whatever you want to call it. Did you see this that I sent you?
I did.
Look at him. He's got his
there's one where he's always like this. He's always like this too. He's always covering his ears because it's so loud. Bro, I'm right now, Larry David, at like 30 something years old. I know as I get older, I'm going to become more like Larry David. It just,
and then you got this.
See myself in him. That's a great one. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Take it easy. What is it?
Amazing.
Okay. Easy.
On Staples Center, like, come on, dude. I gotta rewatch with Bree. So I've showed her episodes in the past, and this is the first full season she's watching, or maybe last season was. I gotta rewatch it with Bree, like, because it's quality art.
Booing the fuck out of Larry.
You could tell that was taken. I think the story behind this, it was live. So I think they did this at like halftime or something like that, or they did it like maybe before the game or after. But that was like a live, real shot. Brilliant.
Well, Larry David did save that one dude that had murder allegations, and he was in the back of the Cubs game or the Dodgers game.
A lot of people
with his son. So shout out Larry David.
He's the best. Yeah, he's the best of all time. So we on Enter the Lab give Larry David his flowers now because you only have a limited time with these people. He's older. He looks sharp, and he's still sharp. Like I've never seen somebody that old. What is he now? Let's look up his exact age, because when I'm his age, I want to be as sharp as he is. He is 76 years old. How old are the presidents right now? Hold on. 76. Joe Biden is 81, so he's older. Trump.
Trump's on, I think
Trump
Trump's on the same age as Larry.
Yeah, 77. So I mean, Trump is, in my opinion, he's still sharp as most, but man, so we got to celebrate him. Hopefully he gives us another 20 years of and now that'd be awesome. So shout out Larry David. If we have to end this episode on Larry David, that'll be a very good telling of this. And I'm glad you started getting into Curb Your Enthusiasm now versus later. All right, bro. What else you got to end the episode? Anything? Shout outs?
Rest in peace, Vontae Davis.
Yeah. Broward, right?
He was
I believe so.
I know he went to Illinois, but I don't know if he's from South Florida, but he was
a
great Dolphins.
I heard today on Pat McAfee. I'll look it up now. I heard on Pat McAfee's from Broward. He's from Southwest. No, he died in Southwest Ranches, Florida, but he's born in Washington. I think he staked his home in South Florida for sure. So Broward boy. Shout out him. Yeah.
Vernon Davis's brother. And he retired in the middle of the game too. Shout out that. Don't forget.
They said that on Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was a former teammate of his. So was Darius Butler. They had a nice little segment for him. And even better way to end this episode is they were talking like, you don't know when people are going to go. Hit up people when you think of them. I've been trying to do a better job at that. When you think of somebody, random thought, good thought, whatever, hit them up. Send them a text, FaceTime, give them a call because you just don't know. So that's almost what I learned last week because I thought about this a lot. Like there's a couple of people in my life that I don't talk to probably more than once or twice a year, but I've been trying to do better at that where when something comes across your head or a memory or a good thought, they just send that same thought towards that person because you don't know when that will happen again, whether you could talk to that person. So as you get older, we're in our 30s now. People are going to die. That's inevitable. But definitely.
Yeah, he was only 35, dog.
Yeah, hitting up people when you know them. We have phones that it's easy to send a text like, what's up, dude? Just thinking about you. Hey, wanted to say, I think I hit up my my older brother. I have 2 half brothers, and I talked to one now more in the last year than I have in the last 15 years. And I've been sending him text messages randomly about whatever it is, memories or stuff like that. And it made me think like it's so easy just to, even if you're drunk, even if it's a drunk text, like, because when you're drunk and lit, you tend to be like a little bit more like social lubricant, like, all right, I'm going to hit this person up, then do it. Just do it. You'll wake up the next day and you'll have the text right there. So it's not like you're saying anything that you're not going to remember. You're going to relive it. So if you do feel you have to think about somebody or a random thought crosses your path, definitely hit people up. I'm learning that now as I get older because I'm not very good at communicating weekly or daily. So I always try to, hit people up. So that's how I'm going to end this episode.
That's it. I couldn't have said it better myself. Bro.
Yes, sir. Episode 119, Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama. Appreciate you guys for locking in with us for another episode. We're going to post some good social media content on YouTube Shorts, so go ahead and watch that, share with a friend, whatever you decide to do. Subscribe, follow us. We'll be back next week, of course, with a good UFC preview of 300, and then the final four for both men's and women's kind of review or going into the championship game. So appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Enter the lab, exit the lab. Peace.
One.